What's up, everybody? This is Chris, and this is my new channel, Metal Monday. I have been doing the last 2 weeks on Twitter, but I wanted to do it on video just so I could get more thoughts out. But anyway, here are the first slew of reviews I did via video. I hope you enjoy them. Subscribe to the channel if you're into it. Thanks.
All right, first up, we have our underground pick of the week, which goes to Zetra's From Without. Now, you might be thinking, based on the album cover up here, that you're going to be listening to some really sludgy, dirty, lo-fi, just gross black metal. But what you're actually getting is like shoegaze, traditional, gothic something. And honestly, not mad at this one. The melodies are really catchy, the reverb is thick, and it's an overall enjoyable experience. My only real complaint is that the metal influences on this thing and the shoegaze influences on this thing, they don't mesh together. Not necessarily in like a writing sense, but just there's shoegaze songs and then there's metal songs, and it would have been nice to hear the band blend them together a little more. But overall, it's pretty solid. I rock with it. 3.5 out of 5. Up next is our hidden gem of the week, and that is going to Abyssus with Death Revival. And if the modern death metal sound is a little too clean, a little too breakdown heavy, a little too modern for you, this is exactly what you need in your life. Because this thing is old school style death. The drums, pummeling. The guitars, chunky. The bass, a little too high in the mix in the best way possible. And the vocals have a very early obituary, early death timbre to them, that if that's the type of metal that you've been missing, boy howdy, you are going to love this thing. Now, if you're not used to death metal of this style, the vocals may be the reason you don't like the album. They're definitely a little more raspy. They're not very clean or produced. This is very, very old school style death metal writing, but if that's what you crave, if that's what you want, you're not going to find much better than this coming out. Another solid 3.5 out of 5. Okay, now we're getting into the good shit. It's time for the bronze metal album of the week, and it goes to Relics of the Dead by Druid Lord. Now, death doom as a genre is many things. It's thick, atmospheric, slow. But rarely would I describe it as fun, and I'll be damned. The new Druid Lord record is really fun. From the myriad of horror movie samples to the over-the-top gory lyrics, this is definitely the type of metal you should be listening to if you can't stay off of Shudder. Now, those positives could easily become negatives for people if they want their death doom to deal with a little bit more serious content, if they don't like a little bit of tongue-in-cheek with their metal. But honestly, even if that is you, this is kind of hard to pass up. The songwriting is great, the production is great, and the guitar tone slaps. Easy recommendation for the Blaine Smith types of the world, 4 out of 5. Ooh, we're getting closer. It's the silver pick for album of the week, and that's going to Heavy Steps by Comeback Kid. Now, I know there's a giant subset of the metal community that doesn't think that hardcore belongs in the metal subgenres, but a couple things for you. First off, you're wrong. Second off, even if you were right, hardcore influenced thrash and death metal, so it deserves a spot in the conversation. And third, Joe Duplantier from Gojira does a guest spot on here. I think we can cover this. I think it counts. And I'm glad it counts, because this might be one of my favorite pure hardcore records I've heard in years. The guitar and bass have that perfect hardcore tone, the drums are booming, every song on here is fast, aggressive, and fun. And it's a perfect blend of heavier textures, but still keeping that punky hardcore vibe alive with it. This is the type of music that makes you want to eat pizza, drink cheap beer, and go skateboarding. And what else can you really ask for right now while we're still in the middle of a pandemic? I mean, come on. This is a nice, solid 4 out of 5. Go check this one out. And finally, the official album of the week for the week of January 21st, 2022 goes to... Dun da da da! Battle Beast, Circus of Doom. Now, I gotta admit, despite being more of a fan of the aggressive and dirty, sludgy parts of the metal scene, I do have a real soft spot for power metal. It's fun, it's unabashedly nerdy, and the 13-year-old in me that loved playing Guitar Hero and listening to Iron Maiden just loves this shit. And Battle Beast just effortlessly knock this one clear out of the park. The melodies are catchy and powerful, the synths don't overtake the guitars but aren't not there. The overall mix is wonderful. And Nora's vocals just soar over everything powerfully, beautifully, with just enough grit to not make it sound like pure cheese. Really, the only nitpicky complaint that I have is that once the title track is out of the way, the whole circus theme kind of dissipates. There's not really a whole lot of songs that go back to the circus theme. But everything else is so great that I kind of don't care. This is a 4.5 out of 5. It's the best album of the week. You owe it to yourself to pick this one up if you enjoy power metal in any way. And that's the list for Metal Monday. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm doing here. As always, on my Twitter, I'm going to be shouting out albums that didn't make the official Metal Monday list. And yeah, have a good-ass day.